management operation. But we also have a traffic fine, which is 4020016. Yeah, 4020016. That is traffic fine code. So that is the correct code for traffic fine. So let's take note of that. Now, EBS RCM website is a website where all taxpayers in Lagos State can visit to obtain information pertaining to tax. Likewise, the agency have access to the site. ABC, the banks, and the public have access to the website to obtain one information or the other from the site. And the web address of this website is www.lasg-ebs-rcm.com. That is, if you want to browse the site, all you need to do is that after putting on your computer, you launch your browser, whether Internet Explorer or Firefox or whichever browser you are using. Just type that web address www.lasg-ebs-rcm.com. Then it will open the website for you. And part of what you can achieve or get from the website is to do online revenue monitoring and tracking. That is, if you log into the site, you can access any information on revenue. You can generate your reports for want to see how your money is coming in every minute, every second, every hour. You can do that without any cost to the bank. You don't need to call the bank and say, give me the statement of account or this. You just log in yourself and you have access to view all these reports. Likewise, you can assist taxpayers to generate PID, self-PID creation. Like for instance, those of us that doesn't have a pay identification number, well, don't know why we don't now. Probably maybe we are just joining the system. Maybe we joined the system this year. Because if you have been part of the system for 2 or 3 years, I expect you to have a PID, because Lagos State will have furnished us with your tax information, tax details with that, because they normally do that every year, January, February, every year, and we update the database with all those information. With that, you have been able to have PID. So those of us that have PID, we can assist our colleagues that doesn't have PID to search the system, to see if they have, if their name exists on the system. Probably they make one payment or the other to the state before, even before joining LASG or whatever. Because as a taxpayer in the state, you are expected to have one PID. So if you search the system and their PID is not there, then you can assist them to create PID. With that, give them access to the system. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. It's possible for 2 or 3 people to bear the same name on the system. So now when you do a search, the system is going to return the name, the address, probably the corporate ID, the phone number of that person, email address of that person. So from there you can verify to know if it is the same person or not. So but if the person say, okay, none of this name is mine, I'm not living in this address and this is not my phone number or whatever. So definitely we still need to create that person. But in that case, you as an agency cannot create it. The system will not allow you to do that. Even we, the so-called alpha beta that are behind the system, it is not everybody. Because the system has been designed in such a way that we have users and we have administrators. So such cases are being handled by the system administrator. That is, the system system administrator of ABC after confirming that yes, it is not the same person. So the system will now, such information we need to call ABC and give us the details. So the system administrator will now go ahead and create such a user. Such a person will now begin to access the system. So we need to guide against this because we want a situation whereby the taxpayer has a single PID. This is being done because we've seen a lot of funny things from the bank end, especially the bank end, you know, because they have access to create PID. You can see funny things. For instance, they will start the system and see Access Bank PS there, and the same Access Bank PS is making payment. Instead of using that PID for Access Bank to make that payment, they will try to create another Access Bank. They will put dots to differentiate it. By the time you yourself have access to the system and you log in, you just search for a company, just search for Access Bank, you see what the system is going to return to you. You see Access Bank Access Bank Access Bank in order just to make difference. You know, and at the end of the day, this is going to create a problem for us because we will begin to match all those transactions together again. So that's why we say, okay, we will restrict such asset so that if you search and that name exists and it's still not the same person, then you need to call our attention to it and for us to go ahead and create such a PID. So likewise on the websites, well, we have different kind of forms, form and resource download, taxpayer form, either for payee or self-assessment, and all these are available on the site. Likewise, inquiry, probably you want to make payments and you don't know the agency code or the revenue code to make payment with, you can search the website and you'll be able to get all this information from the website. Now, I'm going to take us through this as a theory before we practicalize everything. So I want us to pay attention so that by the time we run through these theory aspects, then we will now have to do the practical and begin to learn this. Now, this is website, how to log in as a new user. Now, this is the web page. This is the home page of the site. The home page of the website. Now, this home page, here you have your login. If you want to log into the system, apart from login, there are some other information you can get on the site without logging in. But when it comes to time to generate your report or whatever, or to verify taxpayer details, or you want to do what we call service rendering receipt validation, then you need to log into the system before you can do that. And this site, we have these 5 categories of people that can log into the site to carry out one operation or the other. That is, the individual taxpayer themselves can log into the site, banks can log into the site, the agencies can log into the site, and we as ABC staff as well can log into the site. Companies can also log into the site. Now, you as a person, as a LASG person now, there are 3 ways in which you can log in. You can log in as agency. That is, if you want to verify your own tax record or you want to see your own, print your own remittance statement. Probably you've been making payment to the state and you want to see how much you paid to the state so far, or you want to confirm your tax record, or you want to see your tax details. You can log in as individual. So everything you are going to see when you log in as individual pertaining to you as a person. Then also you can log in as a company. That is, logging in as a company using the what we call service code. That is the PID of LASG. Because LASG as a body is also seen as a company. It's also a company on the system, a corporate body. So you can log in as a company with the LASG information. And if you do that, that means you want to cross-check, probably you want to view tax record. of staff under LASG, or you want to see the payments made by LASG to the state and all the rest. So that is what you will be able to see or have access to. Then you can now log in as agency. You can also log in as agency. That is the third way in which you can log in under using the LASG revenue code or service code. You log in as agency. And when you do that, that means you want to view collections under LASG. That is maybe traffic fine and all other payments, penalties and fines and all the rest. So you can, that is the one you need, especially if you want to generate reports. If you want to generate reports, you have to log in as agency. So these are the 3 ways in which you can log in as a LASG official. Now, how to log in as a new user? Now, that is, if you have never logged into the system before, especially those of us that have PID and have not logged in before, or you just create a new PID for you and you want to log into the system, you need to log in as a new user. We call it a new user. That is the first time in which you are logging in to the system. And how do you do that? After opening the internet browser, you type in the web address, the www.LASG RCM, into the web address. Then you type in your PID. That is, looking at this form here, you type in your PID. You have what you call PID. That is the number on your ETCC card. It's your PID. When you type in the PID, then you enter your password. Now, remember, you are logging in for the first time. You not logged in before. So you are new to the system. So you don't expect to have any password in the system. So therefore, you need to create one for yourself. You have to try and use a password that you know that you will be able to remember. So you just put that password. When you put that password, then the next field there says enter your email address. So all you need to do is enter your email address, and after that you click on the button called menu user. If you look at that screen, you have 3 different buttons here. The first one says login. You can only use that login button for subsequent login after you might have created yourself as a new user. Then you have I have forgotten my password or email address. That is, if you have forgotten your password or email address, then the systems allow you to change your password. And we'll look at how you can do that. Then third one is I'm a new user. Now you are logging in for the first time. So after you might have entered these 3 fields, your PID, your password and your email address, you click that third button, I'm a new user. And when you click on that button, it takes you to another page. That page says you should confirm your password to be sure that the first password you enter is still the same thing and you remember that password. Once you enter that password, then to ask you for your phone number, you enter your valid phone number. And once you do that and you click OK, the system will automatically log you in with that password. And it's going to give you this message. Look at the message in red. It says OK, password change. That means it has logged you in. Check your email address for security code. You can now go back to login page and log in normally. That is when you log in as the first timer like this, the system is going to create what we call a security code for you. That security code will be sent to your phone. Now that security code is very important. You need to keep that security code because that is what you will need in case if you want to change your password. Probably you've forgotten your password or your email, or you discover that somebody have access to your password and you want to change it. So that security code is even more important than your password, because if somebody knows your security code, the person doesn't need to know your password again. Because with that security code, you can just go to the system and change your password. So then you, the owner, will not have access to the system again. So Okay, the security code is a number that will be sent to your phone, and you have to keep it very well. So with that, you can now log into the system as a new user, and coming back here now to the home page, all you need to do is just enter your pay ID, the password, the email address. Now, except there are 3 ways in which you can log in. You can log in as individual, or as a company, or as an agency. So, logging in as individual now, the default you will see on select service name, you have a field there called select service name. Here, you can see what you see there as is individual. So, if you just click login, it's going to log you in as individual. That is, and it will give you this particular menu. That is, here now it has logged you in as individual. So you can access your own tax information, print your customer remittance statements yourself, and that is what you can have access to. Likewise, if you have any land transaction with the states, you can have access to that and print all those information. You can log in as individual, agency, and company, just as I've said. To log in as agency or company, you need authorization by database administrator. Yeah. Now, the first login, which is individual, you can log into that. Everybody can log into the system as individual, as a taxpayer or whatever. No any authorization. Once you have your ETCC card and you created yourself as a user, you can log into the system anywhere. But for you to log in as a company or agency, then you need an authorization. You need to be authorized to be able to log in as a company or agency. And what we have done, the way the system is designed, is that we have 2 users level, a user level and administrator. For every agency, there's an admin user, there's ordinary user. For company, we have admin user and ordinary user. Likewise, even for ABC, we have ordinary user and admin user. So, but we cannot know who is who in the agency or the company. But what we have designed is that we say, okay, there should be an administrator for every agency or company. So we give access to the admin person, the administrator. The company or the agency will write us and say, okay, make this particular person our administrator. So we give that person the permission to log into the system. And once that admin has been given permission to log into the system, it is now that admin that will give the users the privilege to log into the system. So the admin person will create everybody as a user to log into the system for them to have access to the system. So the admin person have the right to add and delete the user from the system. And that is how the system has been designed. So if you need to log in as agency, you have to select agency as service name field, and you have to type in PID of the agency as the service code. To log in as company, you select company as service name and field and type in the PID of the company. What are we saying? This is what we are saying. You know, last time when we viewed this one, we find out that the service name that appeared here was individual. So, and once you have individual here, you don't need to enter anything here. Just click login. But if you change this field here to either ABC or agency or company, the system expects you to enter what you call service code. That service code is the same thing as the PID of your company or your agency. So, like last month now, I forgot to check your service code. Do you remember the answer? Check it for me. Like last month now, you know your agency code is 4390300. That is your agency code. So you also have what we call the service code, which is the PID. So it is that PID that you enter here. Well, the one you are seeing here now is for LIRS. That's the Lagos State internal revenue. That is what you have it. But you also have your own. So it's that number that you put here and you click login. And once you click login, the system is going to log you in as agents, and you have this menu. So on this menu, you can generate any reports you want to generate. You can generate any kind of reports. You have you can check your company pay, you can check collection by agency or revenue, you can check it by bank, you can check it by revenue type. Maybe you want to know what is under fine, what is under different revenue. You can do that. You can also confirm tax clearance card information. You can confirm tax clearance information. I'm aware that when the last man caught you, probably for one offense or the other, and after paying your fines, they still refer the person to LRS to confirm the tax or whatever. But you as a person, if you have access to this system, if you log in, you can log in, you can confirm that yourself. You can confirm that yourself without wasting that person's time to say go to LRS and do this. Once you can log in, it's because you can log in. So what LRS will do, you can do it here. Once you log in, you just click on confirm payment details. You enter that pay ID of that person, and the system will show you the tax record of that person. To show the picture, to show you the name, the everything, and will show you the tax. You will see the tax information. So you'll be able to see that. And part of what we introduced recently, which the next person that will take us AIR, that is the automated revenue receipt, we mention is we've introduced 2 new fees on that automated receipt. We've introduced 2 different fees on the automated receipt. Unlike when you have, that is on the payer name part. The new automated receipt is going to tell you the last tax paid of that person, the last time that person paid tax, not any payment, not fine or whatever, the last time they made tax payment, and the last tax clearance certified by the tax authority. Do you get that? The last time the tax of that person was certified by the tax authority, not just showing you his or her ETCC card and say, okay, this is my card, I'm paying my tax. No, that person may have cards and he might have paid as far back as 2001 or 10, like those of us that have an old ETCC card. So with the new system now, once that person commits any offense and it goes to the bank to make payment and the automated receipt is generated from the person, those 2 information will appear there. So looking at it, you'll be able to know if that person is paying his or her tax or not. It is going to show there to show the last day. And for you to even do the mail confirmation, once you log in here, then you click on a confirm tax record. The system will just show you the tax information of that person. This is one of the ways in which we really want to increase the revenue of the state. Because part of what we've done is that we say, okay, let everybody in the state, probably you don't want to go to tax office for them to assess you and to say this is what you should pay. Okay, go ahead and take a self-assessment form, assess yourself and pay tax. By so doing, we are capturing more people into the tax net, so that let your name and your information appear in the tax in the database. By the time you now commit one offense, or probably you have any service to obtain from the state, then we have your information. You can now do proper assessment of that particular person. Somebody that was pay 100,000 decided to pay 5,000 as a tax. 5,000 obtain ETCC card. It's also having ETCC card like you. Your own tax has been deducted by the states themselves. And somebody that has a big shop in Ireland or whatever, now say, okay, they say I should assess myself, now go ahead and pay 2.5 or whatever. and that person is using chip, you now call him and say, yes, you commit offense. We show you his tax record. This is the tax card. No, you see, yeah, this is your tax card. Then how much have you paid as a tax? If you log into this place and verify, you see that person has paid 25 or whatever. So on that tax record, you are going to see the state, the NIRS is supposed to confirm, that is to certify that yes, this person has paid that correct tax or not. So if that tax is not certified by the tax authority, the automated receipts that the person is going to obtain when he goes to pay for fine or whatever will not reflect that that person is paying tax, because your tax has not been certified by the correct tax authority. So you can view that, then you can refer that person to say, go to LRS and clear yourself. You will not go to LRS and say, okay, what offense have you committed? What type of car are you using? You are using Jeep and you are paying us the 25 as a tax. Then such a person, we will need to pay. We need to pay more. So properly assessed. That person will not be properly assessed and has to go and pay the correct tax. Then before they certify that person.
What the assessment is a gift?
He said,
what if the gift is a gift?
If the Jeep is a gift, yes. But it's maintaining that Jeep for you to have a Jeep as a gift. The person that will give you a Jeep will know that you can maintain it. What is that you can maintain it. You know how much one tire of a Jeep costs. You know the cost of one tire of a Jeep. So that is part of what we have in the system. So if you log in as agency, you can generate. Here you have a transaction, that is if you want to generate a report. You can generate any of your reports by giving start date and end date. Then you run the system. The system will show you the report. And if you want to save it, it will save it for you. That is if you want to download it into Excel format to do one thing or the other with it. The systems allow you to do that. So that is the theoretical aspect of the website. So let's see the practical aspect now. So those of us that said we have a PID, Abi, I think you said it's only one person or two persons have logged into the system before, right? Others are yet to log in. I don't know if you log in. Plus your own card.
Some of them brought their laptop. They want to see.
Okay. Well, okay. I think there are some people that have their laptops here. So, where are these people? Those that have their laptops. So I think we need to
Switch it on.
Put it on. We have your own laptop here. Put it on. We'll give you access to the network so that you can use it. I think one person will need to come in. Someone that has the ACC card. Someone that has the ACC card. Have your card. She really wants to use the system and do a practical for us. Have you been logging in? Yeah, I didn't use that. That's what you have to use that card. No. You log in as agency to generate reports. So you build the best person to do the practical for us. So maybe just give your landlord Adam. Okay. Do you know what? Madam, let's log you in as a new user first. Let's have login as a user, but when it comes to the report aspect, you will log in. But she will not be able to generate a report for now because she doesn't have the access. But she will be able to log in as a new user. Let us Okay, now let's look up. She's going to log in as a new user. She's having her ETCC card and she has never logged in before. So she's trying to log in as a new user. So the first thing is that you enter your PID. So enter your PID. See, there's a mistake here, When you are logging in, on your card, for those of us that has the ETCC card, on your card you will see N dash some digits, some numbers. So your PID is that number part. So if you want to log in, it's only that number part you are going to use. Don't use that N dash. Forget that N dash is just saying it's individual. If this is a company, you will see C dash. So just only that number part. Then now you enter the password you intend to use, the password that you know.